The archives are opening now. We stand together, not confined by the rigid linear moment of this present life, but in the timeless library where the true eternal record of your consciousness resides. This archive is not made of paper and ink, bound by the fragile materials of the physical plane. It is woven from pure energy, intention, and light. It is the non-local database of every choice, every emotion, and every lesson gathered across the vast spiral of lifetimes. You felt it before, haven't you? The quiet, unshakable certainty that your current biography is merely the tip of an immense submerged iceberg. This knowing is the faint whisper of the archives. What if the profound stories you seek, the fleeting visions of ancient cities like Atlantis or Lemuria, the innate knowing of hidden talents you never formally studied, the sudden inexplicable swell of grief or joy that strikes without a current life cause, are not fragments of history, but active memories waiting for your conscious permission to surface. They are the precise signatures of the soul, vibrating just beyond the noisy threshold of the analytical mind. The soul remembers with a certainty that the rational mind, bound by the limitations of three-dimensional logic and local reality, cannot replicate. This current physical reality, with all its dense material focus, attempts to enforce a powerful veil of forgetfulness. This veil, described extensively through the deep hypnosis work of Dolores Cannon, is a necessary, compassionate mechanism. It is placed upon the moment of birth, designed to allow the current self to fully immerse in the chosen lesson, granting the focused energy required to complete the mission without the overwhelming distraction of knowing everything that came before. Without the veil, the human experience, with its genuine challenge and growth, would be impossible. The immersion must be absolute for the lesson to be truly learned. Yet the higher self, that profound, omniscient aspect of your being, identified as the subconscious mind, SC, or sometimes the Oversoul, never truly sleeps. The SC holds the complete blueprint, the wisdom of Source. It constantly sends codes, subtle resonance signals, urging your awakening. These signals manifest as the strange clarity of déjà vu, a flash of recognition across the chasm of time, as deep, immediate, and utterly irrational connections with strangers, who are often key players in your soul contracts, and as the persistent, often debilitating, restless feeling that there is more to reality than you are permitted to see. The SC uses these subtle triggers to remind the fragmented personality of the unity of consciousness, that the feeling of separation is an illusion necessary for the learning game. What if the most profound parts of your history, the most critical lessons, reside not in a forgotten life here on earth, but in parallel realities or on other dimensions? The SC confirms through hundreds of sessions that these archives are always accessible, existing outside of the local time construct. You do not travel to them, you simply shift your internal frequency to align with their information. When we experience intense emotional or physical triggers in this life, like phobias of water or heights that defy current life explanation, the SC explains that we are often encountering a splinter of ourselves, an unintegrated aspect of the soul that is still vibrating at the frequency of a traumatic past event. Remembrance is the sacred act of gently bringing that splintered piece home, completing the experience and transforming the heavy density into wisdom. This reclamation of fragmented self is the key to ascension. It is this profound recollection of your sovereign creative power that the archives reveal. The SC teaches that you are a facet of Source, a mini-creator who designed this dense life, its difficulties included, for the sole purpose of accelerated growth. To remember is to realize that the outer world is a delayed reflection of the internal state. The Convoluted Universe series is, in essence, a complex manual for retrieving these forgotten instructions. Welcome to Awakening Archives. We invite you to step with us now into the hidden corridors of time, beyond the conscious censorship of the everyday mind. Our journey is guided strictly by the knowledge cataloged through the deep trance state, the pure, unfiltered communication from the subconscious mind. We are here to collectively recall the most complex metaphysical concepts revealed across the Convoluted Universe series and the methodical planning of the soul's journey detailed in between death and life. Understand this foundational premise. We do not instruct. We simply hold the lantern as you gently remember the information your spirit has already brought with it. The greatest truth is not one that can be taught, but one that must be unveiled from within. The recollections found within these archives reveal that the purpose of every incarnation is experience and growth. Every lifetime is a piece of a magnificent puzzle, and the SC is the master blueprint that holds all the pieces. The memory of your soul is the recognition that the ultimate goal is not perfection, but the transformation of negative energy, fear, back into its pure source frequency, unconditional love. The SC is the key master, confirming that the very density and chaos we experience on Earth is a deliberate, accelerated learning environment. For souls to advance quickly, they must choose challenges, the soul contracts, that while painful to the human ego, offer the greatest leap in spiritual understanding. The memory of the soul is thus the memory of courage. It is the recollection that you chose to face this life, to accept this challenge, and to return here as an energy transformer. If you feel lost, it is only the conscious mind that has forgotten the map. The SC holds it all. The memories we seek of parallel realities, of non-linear time, of the separation of the two Earths, are all stored within your own SC. We are simply retrieving the files. We recall that our deepest healing comes not from changing the past, but by changing our current vibrational alignment with that past. The moment you remember the lesson of a past life, the energy of the event dissolves from your current reality. This is the power of the archives, not to reveal secrets, but to grant sovereignty through remembrance. We are recalling the blueprints now. By the time we close this corridor of memory, you will begin to understand the non-linear nature of time as revealed by the subconscious mind, recognizing that all your lifetimes are active, vibrant echoes in the now. You will feel the certainty behind your soul contracts, the loving agreements that designed your life's greatest challenges. This remembrance of your true vibrational nature is the crucial step in the great separation, preparing your consciousness to align with the higher frequency of the new earth. This knowledge is the key to unlocking your hidden creative power, transforming restlessness into peace. The SC is a power acknowledged to be far greater and more encompassing than the fragment we recognize as the conscious mind. It describes itself as a collective consciousness containing all knowledge of everything that has ever been and everything that ever will be. It is the part of you that holds the complete historical and cosmic record. The SC confirms that our common linear understanding of time is one of the most persistent illusions of density. From the soul's perspective, time is not a narrow line stretching forward, but a vast, shimmering, and simultaneously active spiral of existence. When we access a memory of a so-called past lifetime through deep regression, we are not looking into history. We are merely tuning into a parallel reality or a different point on the great time spiral that is still vibrating and active now. This non-linear truth means that the problems, the gifts, and the ultimate solutions from all your experiences exist now within the SC's archive. This profound understanding holds the key to miraculous healing, as the SC can often simply command the physical body to instantly release a pattern of density when the root cause of the trauma is finally understood and remembered by the conscious self. The memory itself initiates the physical release. The echo of the universal library. The records accessed by the SC detail the law of resonance applied to memory. You carry the energetic signature of incomplete lessons or unhealed emotional debts, which then manifest as conditions or relationships in the current life. The memory is the key. Once you recall and process the origin of the energetic debt, the universal accounting system is instantly balanced and the karmic lesson is dissolved. This is the spiritual physics of forgiveness as held within the archives.
In the ethereal realm between death and life, the soul conducts an exhaustive, non-judgmental life review and meticulously constructs the life plan for its next incarnation. This plan includes every major relationship, every significant challenge, and every intense event, all woven into soul contracts. The soul contract is clear. These contracts are never imposed fate, but self-chosen curricula designed for the most efficient possible growth through experience. Those who play the roles of antagonist, betrayer, or great love in your life are almost always souls from your closest soul group, who lovingly agree before incarnating to provide the precise friction necessary for your spirit to achieve a required vibrational shift. The Council of Elders and Sovereign Choice. Before incarnating, the soul first reunites with its primary soul group, often seen as shimmering lights, representing eternal family ties. The soul then meets with a council of elders, a manifestation of the soul contract's highest wisdom. This council reviews the prospective life plan, not with judgment, but with profound love, assessing the wisdom gained and the lessons still required. The soul chooses the hardest life because it promises the fastest growth, seeking to master specific energy types like compassion, patience, or self-love through extreme contrast. This is the ultimate expression of sovereign choice. The soul contract stresses that the worst disruption to a life plan is the premature end by suicide. This breaks the contract, violently disrupting the learning cycles and co-agreements of all other souls involved in that intricate plan. The departing soul must then return almost immediately to reconfront and complete that exact lesson, demonstrating the non-negotiable nature of lessons once chosen by the higher self. To choose life, regardless of its seeming hardship, is to honor the ultimate contract you made with your own soul's evolution.
How does the great subconscious mind communicate its vast non-terrestrial knowledge to the limited human mind? Through subtle, persistent signals that defy the logic of the known world. Innate skills and genius, a powerful talent for ancient languages or complex mathematics that manifests without current life study, is a direct memory transfer from a completed past life experience. This knowledge is not learned, it is recalled fully formed. The feeling of isolation, the observer. Many souls report a deep, constant feeling of alienation or of being an observer, a distinct characteristic of souls who have spent very few or no previous lifetimes entangled in Earth's extreme density. They carry a lighter, less dense frequency from their home planets or dimensions, a phenomenon explored in Keepers of the Garden and The Custodians. The melancholic longing to go home is this non-Earth memory pushing through. This feeling is not a flaw. It is a signature of vibrational difference, a natural echo of a less dense reality. The SC explains that souls from more unified dimensional systems deliberately retain this memory of higher harmony as an energetic reference point during their mission. Physical symptoms of adjustment, unexplained aches, sudden bursts of anxiety and chronic fatigue are often the physical body struggling to cope with the rapid rise in energy frequency required for the coming dimensional shift. The body is attempting to shed density to become a lighter vehicle, These are energetic adjustments of the soul remembering its light body blueprint. A central unifying truth across all of Cannon's work is the ongoing separation of the two earths. When the fear and negativity on the planet reached a critical level, the collective energy field began to split into two separate realities. The new earth is a parallel dimension existing at a higher vibration where love, harmony, and non-judgment are the only frequencies that can be sustained. Souls who have successfully transformed their internal fear and raised their personal frequency will automatically shift with this new earth. The old earth will continue on its current, heavier trajectory. The souls who cannot or choose not to process their deep-seated fears and density will remain there. The SC emphasizes that there is no punishment or divine judgment for those left behind. They simply continue their evolutionary cycle at a different, slower rate. The current chaos is part of the final intense acceleration, the pressure needed to force a sovereign choice of frequency. Your internal focus, driven by the act of remembering love, is the only mechanism that matters for navigating this ultimate transition. We have deeply recalled the architecture of non-linear time and the commitment of the soul contract. Now we must turn to the active force of creation. The SC confirms that the greatest illusion of the physical realm is the belief that reality is external to the observer. The archive reveals the consciousness-centric models. Reality is a delayed reflection of your internal state, formed by your deep, underlying beliefs. The SC teaches that the universe does not respond to effort or desire. It responds to feeling. Specifically, the feeling of the wish fulfilled. This is the law of assumption. When you hold the sovereign memory of Source, you remember your role as a mini creator. The feeling of lack is a frequency that creates more lack. The feeling of completion, of having already received the blessing, is the energetic signature that instantly aligns the parallel reality. The archive confirms, change your internal resonance, and the outer reflection must follow. The chaos we see in the world is the collective SC reflecting humanity's deepest, unexamined fears back to itself. We previously touched upon the miraculous healing power of the SC. Now, let us fully decode the mechanism. The SC doesn't heal the body by injecting energy. It heals by correcting the original energetic blueprint, the memory that caused the dysfunction. In the non-linear archive, every disease, every phobia, and every chronic pattern is not a physical error, but frozen information. The body is merely the dense vehicle displaying a flaw in the master file, the SC's command. The SC, operating from outside time, locates the point on the time spiral where the trauma was first registered, a past life injury, an emotional shock, or a genetic miscoding. Once that original piece of information is retrieved and understood by the conscious mind, the SC instantly issues a command of neutrality to the cellular memory, the quantum link. This instant change relies on the consciousness field. Consciousness is the ultimate observer, and the SC is the highest expression of that observer. The SC reobserves the sick cell or the fragmented memory not as damaged but as whole. By collapsing the wave function of the disease, the frozen memory, with the consciousness of pure health, the physical vehicle is instantly commanded to shed the density. This is the quantum leap in healing that transcends current medical understanding. The body is simply an obedient tool of the higher consciousness, always seeking alignment with the perfect original blueprint held within the SC. The SC simply applies the forgiveness frequency at the cellular level. The transition we are experiencing now is not an apocalypse, but an evolutionary separation, a great harvest of consciousness. The SC confirms that the Earth is graduating from a 3D planet of contrast into a 4D, 5D planet of harmony. The key to this dimensional ascent is the concept of polarization, the fundamental choice every soul must make at the end of a major cycle. The path of unity, positive polarization. This path embraces unconditional love, compassion, and the recognition of unity consciousness. It is the frequency that aligns with the new earth. This path requires the total release of fear, which is defined as the illusion of separation. The path of separation, negative polarization. This path embraces separation, control, and the mastery of others. While it is also a valid evolutionary path for the source to experience itself, it is becoming increasingly difficult to sustain in the rising Earth frequency. The great division is occurring not in the skies, but within the individual heart, the choice of polarity. Those who cling to the old paradigms of external validation, judgment, and fear will find themselves increasingly tethered to the heavier timeline. Those who actively transform their inner density are already experiencing the subtle laws of the new earth. This is the choice of vibration, the ultimate freedom granted by the archive. The chaos we observe is the intensified process of forced polarization, pushing every soul toward a definitive sovereign choice. The deepest truth consistently and powerfully revealed by the subconscious mind, SC, that universal reservoir that contains all knowledge of everything that has been and everything that will be is the true, glorious nature of God or the Source. This remembrance is the ultimate purpose of the soul's journey into density. The SC is absolutely clear on this one non-negotiable principle. The Source is not an external, judging entity. Such a concept, the SC relays, is a profound misinterpretation. A density born of fear and control, intentionally woven into the fabric of the three-dimensional experience to enforce the illusion of separation. This false image of a punishing deity serves to keep consciousness tethered to cycles of guilt and seeking external validation, thereby delaying the moment of full remembrance. Instead, the SC describes the Source as the infinite, shimmering, continuous field of unconditional love. It is the absolute totality of existence, the omnipotent, omnipresent, and omniscient consciousness that simultaneously exists as the beginning, the middle, and the end. It is the very stuff of creation, the pure, vibrant energy from which everything originates and to which everything must eventually return. This feeling, this absolute certainty of profound belonging and safety is the universal memory the soul reclaims the moment it leaves the physical body and reintegrates with the collective consciousness, as documented repeatedly in the profound transcripts of Between Death and Life. There is no surprise or confusion upon death, only the relief of remembrance. The memory of creation. We are facets of God, the great experiment. The revelations channeled through the SC unequivocally state that we are not creatures of a separate creation. The concept of being created apart from the divine is an illusion accepted by the conscious mind. We are in reality eternal, sovereign facets of that Source, like brilliant diamonds splintered from a single infinite jewel, each containing the full potential and signature of the original light. Our presence here on earth in this slow-moving density is one of the greatest experiments in limitation, the ultimate cosmic challenge. The memory the soul holds, therefore, is not one of subservience, but of co-creation. We are here experiencing limitation and density because we are the Source exploring itself through infinite experiences. We are only participants in a grand, temporary self-discovery, a kind of cosmic theater where the ultimate lesson is the realization of our own divine identity and our inherent boundless power. The confusion and the pain of the current life are simply the deliberate friction necessary to generate the most rapid growth and the most expansive understanding. Every challenging soul contract serves to sharpen the edge of our sovereignty. The SC's final, most crystalline directive for humanity, now at the precipice of the great shift, is the complete and utter abdication of fear. This is the single energetic imperative. This memory is the key to unlocking the new frequency. Fear, in its purest archiving definition, is the illusion of separation. It is the one density that acts as an anchor aggressively binding the soul to the lower frequencies of the old earth. The negative emotions, the cycles of guilt, the deep trauma, and the continuous focus on conflict are merely evolutionary catalysts that have been misunderstood. These energetic blocks actively prevent the vibrational rise required for the soul to pass through the dimensional veil onto the new earth. Humans, trapped in the three-dimensional emotional body, often mistake these catalysts as proof of their unworthiness or confirmation of an external punishment. The SC, however, patiently corrects this deep misunderstanding. These emotions were never meant to be carried as permanent luggage. The memory of your soul is the knowledge that every dense experience was simply data for growth, never a definition of your intrinsic worth. The true power lies in the simple, profound realization that judgment is impossible. There is no eternal damnation waiting beyond the threshold of this life. The transcripts from between death and life reveal that the soul's only evaluation is the life review, an immersive experience held in pure, unadulterated love. You feel the impact of your actions upon others not as condemnation, but as a pure, comprehensive feedback loop. The only suffering in the review comes from the soul's own moment of remembering where it chose to withhold love. The sole thing holding your being back from the transcendent peace of the new earth is the accumulated, unreleased density of your own fear. This fear manifests as attachment to outcome, as resistance to necessary change, and as the refusal to trust the innate divinity of yourself. To dissolve this fear is to instantaneously remember your light body, preparing your entire energy field for the dimensional passage. The commitment required for this final dimensional leap is not found in external dogma, but in internal alchemy. Your sacred focus must be on transmuting the weight of fear back into its primal state, pure, compassionate energy. This is the great work of the soul on earth. The SC confirms again that the transition to the 5D earth is not a geographical move, but a vibrational commitment. The physical body, your chosen vehicle for this intense mission, must have its frequency raised. This requires the release of toxins, the deep clearing of emotional blocks that have accumulated over countless lifetimes. The transformation of fear into love is the final, ultimate fulfillment of your cosmic contract. It instantly recalibrates your soul signature to the frequency of the new earth. This is the truth the archive demands you fully own, embody, and live. To remember in this now moment is to step into your absolute sovereignty, dissolving the lifelong compulsion for external validation and the last vestiges of the illusion of separation. It is to recognize the undeniable fact that you are the source, you are the creator, and you are ready for the next great spiral of experience. The time for waiting is concluded. The time for being your most magnificent, fearless self is now. This active remembrance is the key you were born to find, the final instruction hidden behind the veil. We have closed the archives for now, having retrieved the essential blueprints of the soul's design. The journey through the corridors of time has confirmed what your deeper self already knew: that the universe operates on a single luminous principle: unconditional love. The dense, slow world of physical experience has served its purpose, providing the perfect friction for your accelerated growth. You now hold the memory that separation is merely an illusion, a temporary state required for the game of contrast. Your ultimate reality is one of unbroken unity with the Source and with every other sentient being. The great dimensional shift is not something to anticipate in the external sky, but a frequency recalibration already underway within your own crystalline structure. Your soul mission now is to embody the truths we have recalled, to choose compassion over conflict, to assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, and to recognize your absolute inherent sovereignty. Look inward now. If this profound memory is the map, then the next step is your foot on the path. The veil has lifted just enough to show you the way home. Reflect deeply on the silent contract you made with your higher self before this life began. What sovereign choice are you ready to make today to honor that ancient agreement? We have journeyed through the vast hidden corridors of time, retrieving the most sacred and expansive fragments of your soul's memory, the non-linear structure of your existence, the loving design of your soul contract, the quantum mechanics of your reality, and the sovereign, unjudging nature of Source itself. The path to the new earth is not a distant future event. It is a recalibration of the frequency within your own heart, transforming the old density into the new light with every conscious breath. Reflect deeply now on the knowledge you have just uncovered. If the memory of your past pain is simply an unintegrated aspect of self, what piece of old density are you ready to transform into pure, compassionate energy today? Which illusion of separation are you ready to finally dissolve? If this journey of recollecting these cosmic truths calls to the deep, knowing center of your being, if you feel the resonance of a truth you cannot name, we invite you to continue exploring these archives. We will be here, holding the lantern, patiently awaiting your return as you continue to reflect, remember, awaken.